Hello and welcome to another Maths Cure video. In this video we're going to go through questions 11 to 15 from the maths exam that we've been working through so far. So, question 11. Find the 10th term of the sequence here. So a sequence is formed by adding 1 to each square number. Okay, here are the first 5 terms. We've got 2, 5, 10, 17 and 26, find the 10th term of the sequence. So the first thing I would do here is write out the nth term. So that means write out a formula for any term in this sequence. So it's formed by adding 1 to each square number. So the nth term is going to be n squared, and n just represents any place in the sequence plus 1. So it's the n squared will make any square number if you put in a number, and then we add 1. Okay, so why don't you try this for first space here, number 1, first part of the sequence. Okay, so 1 squared plus 1 will give us 1 plus 1, which is 2, which is the first part. 2 squared is 4 plus 1 is 5. 3 squared is 9 plus 1 is 10. So that is our formula. We can now find the 10th term. So it's going to be 10 squared, because 10 is our n, plus 1. Okay, and that will give us an answer of 101. Okay, so you didn't really need to do the nth term there, but it's just to show you what's going on. Okay, this is where you would have needed to do the nth term. Okay, so we would have we've got our nth term, n squared plus 1. So 125 is a term of the sequence. Which term is it? So what you need to do to work this out is write out an equation. You have to write out our nth term equal to the term in the sequence. Now we can work out what term it is by rearranging. So if we go on to the next step, I take away 1 from each side, that will give us equals 1024. And then the next step will be to square root it to get rid of the square. So let's just get rid of this, square root it. So what that will give us is n is 32. So that means this is the 32nd term. 1025 is the 32nd term. Okay, and that's our answer for question part B. That's the end of question 11. Let's go on to question 2. ABCD is a straight line. Work out the value of x. So angles on a straight line always equal 180 degrees. You need to remember that. Okay. Angles across a straight line equal 180 degrees. So this whole thing here is 180 degrees. So that means x plus 124 is equal to 180. So what we can now do is take away 124 from both sides and add the x's together. So we'll have 2x equals, so 180 minus 124 minus 180. Well, that will give us 56. Okay, and then we divide both sides by 2, and that will give us 28, and it is degrees, okay, because it's an angle. So the answer is x is 28. Right, now let's move on to question 13. Show that 7 over 8 minus 1 over 6 is equal to 17 over 24. So the first step is to write these out in a different form. So what we need to do is get this so that the denominator, which is the bottom, is 24. How do you get from 8 to 24? Quite simply, all you do is multiply by 3. So we have to do that to the top as well, and that will give us 21 over 24. And so these things are equal. Okay, and then we can do it for the 1/6 as well. So how do you get 6 to 24? So 6, 12, 18, 24. So you multiply by 4, that'll give us 4 over 24. So we're going to have 21 over 24, which is our 7 over 8. take away 4/24, which is our 1/6. And if you just do that in your head quite easily, you have to do the 21 minus 4, which will give you 17/24, and that is exactly what we're trying to prove. So that is simply done. Okay, now on to question 14. Y equals c minus dx. C equals 15, d equals 8, x is -4. Work out the value of y. So we've got y equals c, which is 15, minus, and then we've got some multiplication going on. We've got 8 times -4. So what we're going to get is 15 minus, 8 times -4. So 8 times 3, which just saw, was 24, so it's going to be 32, and it's -32 because there's the negative sign here on the 4. So what we've got is 15 minus 32, okay? So then that turns into 15 plus 32, which gives us 47. So y is equal to 47. That is the answer to that part of the question. Okay. Question B. T equals 4, then bracket P minus Q. Work out the value of P. So first of all, we need to rearrange the equation. So we've got P isolated. So first step would be to divide T by 4 to get rid of the 4 on the right hand side. So we'll just have P minus Q. And then the next step, okay, is to add Q to both sides. So we've got P is equal to T over 4 plus Q. Right, so now let's move on. So we've got work out the value of P. So we're going to have P equals, so T is 18, so we've got 18 over 4. So if you just do that in your head now, that will be, so 18 divided by 2 would be 9. Divide that again, you get 4.5. And we've got plus 6. So you've got P is equal to 10.5. And that is the answer to this question. So that was a bit trickier than the other one because we had to rearrange the starting equation. Okay, now let's go on to the last question for this video. 15. There are 440 students at a school. The number of male students is 40 more than the number of female students. 65% of the male students like art, 85% of the female students like art. Work out the total number of students who like art. Okay, so first step is to work out how many males and females are in this school. So we can write out a little formula. So what we're going to do is call the number of female students x, okay? So the number of male students is going to be x plus 40, okay? Because there's 40 more. And the whole total is equal to 440. So if we just rearrange this, okay, we'll get 2x plus 40 is equal to 440. Take away 40 from both sides, we'll get 2x is equal to 400, and then we can divide that by 2, and we get x is equal to 200. So there's 200 girls and 240 boys. Okay, 200 females, 240 males. Okay, so I guess I'll just put m equals 240, f is equal to 200. Okay, so now we need to work out how many of each like art. So what we need to do is multiply both by a decimal. So 65% for males is 0.65, 85% is 0.85, okay? There's a video that I've made on how to convert decimals to percentages to decimals that you might want to check out. So you put those both in your calculator, you will get, so 240 times 0.65 gives you 156. Okay, and then 200 times 0.85 gives you 170. Okay, so then what we need to do is add those two together, and that will give you 326 students who like art. And that is the answer to this question, and that is the end of this video. Hope this was helpful to you. Please share this channel so I can make more content to bring to you. Thank you and goodbye.